It was a quiet Sunday morning when 72-year-old Samuel walked to the lake, just as he had every morning for the last 3 years. Dressed in a faded brown coat and holding a cane in one hand and a paper bag of breadcrumbs in the other, he shuffled his way to the wooden bench overlooking the still water. This bench wasn't just wood and nails to Samuel. It was memory, it was comfort. It was the only place in the world where he still felt close to his wife, Emily, who had passed away 3 years ago on the same day. They had sat here together almost every evening during their 46 years of marriage. They watched the sunset, fed the ducks, laughed over old jokes, and sometimes sat in complete silence, content in each other's presence. Now, he sat alone. As he dropped small crumbs for the ducks that paddled near the shore, his hand trembled, not just from age, but from the weight of longing. He whispered softly to the breeze, "I miss you, Em." A young boy, no older than 10, was playing nearby. His name was Ayan. He had come with his father, who was too busy on his phone to notice that the boy had wandered off. Ayan noticed the old man on the bench, the stillness of his frame, the kindness in his eyes. "Can I sit here?" Ayan asked, pointing at the other end of the bench. Samuel smiled gently. "Of course, young man." They sat in silence for a moment. "You come here every day?" Ayan asked, fidgeting with a leaf. Samuel nodded. "Every single day. Why?" Samuel paused, looked at the lake, then said, "Because this place remembers her, even if the world doesn't." Ayan tilted his head. "Who?" "My wife," Samuel replied. "She loved this lake. She believed water remembers. And somehow I believe it too." Ayan didn't understand fully, but he felt the weight in Samuel's words, the truth in his eyes. Every Sunday after that, Ayan came back to the bench by the lake, and every time Samuel was there. They began talking about ducks, about life, about school, about memories. Ayan told him about his dreams of becoming a writer. Samuel, once a literature teacher, encouraged him with stories of his own. Months passed. Ayan began calling him Grandpa Sam. Samuel's health, however, was fading. One winter morning, he didn't come to the bench. Ayan waited. No one came. For days after, the bench was empty. Then one morning, Ayan found a letter on the bench, inside a worn-out envelope with his name. "Dear Ayan, if you're reading this, it means my time has come. Thank you for giving an old man a reason to smile again. I had stopped speaking to the world until you spoke to me. I had stopped believing in tomorrow until you sat beside me. You reminded me that life always leaves something beautiful behind. Friendship, laughter, a shared story. Don't forget your dream, Ayan. Write. Tell stories that matter. Make people feel something, because feeling is how we know we're alive. And promise me, whenever you feel lost, come to the bench by the lake. Sit. Listen. The water remembers. It always does. With all my heart, Grandpa Sam." Tears rolled down Ayan's cheeks. Years passed. Ayan grew up, and he did become a writer. Not a famous one, but a meaningful one. Every book he wrote had a dedication for Grandpa Sam, who reminded me that one heart can save another. He never forgot the bench. In fact, when he published his first book, he placed a copy of it on the bench, wrapped in plastic, with a note. "Still writing, Grandpa." And even today, if you visit the lake on a Sunday morning, you might see a young boy sitting beside a now older Ayan, sharing stories, passing on the legacy of listening, loving, and healing. A reminder that the smallest connection can change a life forever. Moral of the story: sometimes, the people we save are not the ones in need of rescue. Sometimes they rescue us. One conversation, one connection, one moment of kindness. It can change the direction of a life. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.